Masechta Sanhedrin, that Pei Gimel Amud Aleph. We're starting from Pei Beis Amud Beis, 2 lines in the bottom. Rav Sheishes holds that a kohen that served Betumah, the Gemara had a shayla. If a kohen serves Betumah, is he chayv misa b'dei shemayim or not? And if he's chayv misa b'dei shemayim, why did the Pirchei Kehuna have to take him out and smash his skull for serving Betumah? So Rav Sheishes says that a kohen that serves Betumah is not chayv misa b'dei shemayim. And therefore, the kahana, the Pirchei Kehuna, the young kahanim, smashed his head for serving Betumah. In fact, says somebody who pours oil on the mincha, somebody mixes the oil of the mincha pieces. If the mincha was baked, they would break it into pieces. Somebody who salts the carbon. If somebody who waves the carbon towards the mizbeich, somebody who brings close the mincha to the mizbeich, the lechma put him al hashulchan, somebody who prepares the shulchan with the lechma put him on the shulchan, and somebody who clears out the natives, the oil and the psilas from the natives, and somebody does the kmitza, and the ones that receive the blood of the carbon after the shechita. Each one of these avedas, if it was done bechutz outside the hazara potter, he's going to be potter from the misa b'dei shemayim. And so too, these avedas, you're not chayiv on them, not because if it was a non-kohen who did one of these avedas, he's not going to be chayiv misa. Nor is he going to be chayiv because serving the tumah. Nor will he be chayiv for serving with missing the right amount of begadim that the kohen is supposed to wear. Nor mitzad isav avedah of rechutz yadayim raglayim, not having his hands and feet washed in the kinnah before doing the avedah as is required. Zok the Mishnah. So the Gemara is medayik. So then, why is he not going to be chayiv? Because it seems that the only part only time you're going to be chayiv is only if it's on the end of the carbon, which completes the aveda that's mashlim the hakravas hamincha, and they dashen it from the pasuk that Azar is not chayiv. Chayiv misa only if it's aveda tama, a complete aveda. But if it's not a complete aveda, you're not going to be chayiv. Nekater, but somebody who burns the kmitza on the mizbeich b'tumah, which this is the last aveda of the mincha, chayiv. Smash they will be chayiv misa. My law, if you did it b'tumah, my law is it then not the kavanah misa b'dei shemaim? Says Gemara loy b'azara. It means that he's going to be oiva on the warning. It says v'lo yichalalu, and he's going to be oiva on the lav, and therefore he's chayiv malchus like any lav that one is oiva. But there's no chiyuv of misa b'dei shemaim. So the Gemara asked, Ella, only if so, if the Mishnah is not dealing with chiyuv misa, only with azara, only with malchus, zor nami. So even when the Mishnah says, but the gate to Zara is a non-kohen, l'azara b'vad, it should be only for azara, not for chiyuv misa. The kavanah of the Mishnah is, according to this, that azara is not chayiv malchus on avodah that's not mashlim the carbon, because you're saying only on avodah tama. That's where the Torah is mechayiv. But if it's not avodah tama, he's not going to be chayiv at all, because it says over there it's mashlim. The only time that there's the kohen who's tamei is going to be chayiv is only if it was done on avodah tama, on the completion of avodah. But any of these above mentioned avodas which were not the avodah tama, which is not the end of the avodah, you should be chayiv even for azara. In fact, but it says in the Torah that it says that azar, a non-kohen that's makiv hakarbon, he's chayiv. And over there, this that the Mishnah said he's not chayiv mishum zaris, that's only because it's not the end of the carbon. So the kavanah is he's not chayiv misa. So even this that they said that he's not chayiv mishum tumah, the kavanah is he's not chayiv misa, but it's mashma. But if there was a haktara, he would be chayiv misa. And it's not like Rav Sheishes, because Rav Sheishes says there's no chiyuv misa b'dei shemayim on Aveda b'tumas haguf, even when it pertains to the completion of the Aveda. So you see, even when it pertains to the completion of Avodah, there's no Misa B'nei Shemaim, but in this brisa, we imply that there is. So you want to Hakadisa or Hakadisa. He says it's two separate dinim. And again, to Zarais, the Kavanah Mishnah is that he's not going to be chayiv on these above mentioned Avodas Misa. But Benegei Tuma, the Kavanah is that he's not chayiv Malkis. But if it's Betuma, it doesn't mean Misa, it means he's not going to be chayiv Malkis. Even though the Mishnah chapped on these two Yisurim next to each other, but you don't have to compare it that it should be exactly. By Zaris will say he's not going to be chayiv. He's not going to be chayiv on any of these misa. And when he gave to Tuma, he says he's not going to be chayiv even malchus. And they don't have to be equal. So we find that according to your words, that somebody who pours oil, or he mixes the oil in the on the mincha, or he mixes the oil on the mincha. Lav namilai. There shouldn't be even a salam. Where do we know the hashara for a kayin tamei who pours the kayin who's tamei that poured the oil on the mincha or mixed the oil in the mincha? How do you know that he's going to be chai for the hashara? It says he should be holy leilahayim, but leichalo shem elakayim. So since by Yitzika Belila there's a Yisala behachach that the Mishnah said that you're not chai mishum tumah, the kavanah is that you're not chai misa. Shlaked up the Gemara that says in the Brayso about a kain being tamei and doing the Yitzika and Belila of the mincha, the pouring of the oil and mixing the oil of the mincha is midrabanan. He is midrabanan ukram. And a smachta be'alma. This pasuk that you brought down is only a smachta. It's a remes from the pasuk. It's only a hint to this issa. But emes yitzika belila betumas aguf. There's not going to be even a issa lav. And this that the Mishnah said she'ein chayam alav malksa yitzku beilel. Only if he burns it, that's where he's going to be chai, because that's the completion of the aveda. And only on our completion of Aveda will you be chayiv. So he says, but chi misa b'dei shemayim is not noig b'klal ba'avidus b'tumas agov. And like Rav Sheshes, Aveda b'tumas agov, you're not going to be chayiv at all. When it meaning b'dei shemayim, mesa affecting on the words of Rav Sheshes, ve'elohein shenanoshim b'misa b'dei shemayim. These are those that get punished b'misa b'dei shemayim. Tamei sheshimish, kohen tamei that served in the Beis Hamikdash. So you see the opposite of Rav Sheshes. Rav Sheshes says that a kohen tamei that served in the Mikdash is not to yuftis. Takaka tekasha on Rav Sheshes. Good for we had learned earlier on. The elu shenanosh b'misa. These are those that get misa b'dei shemaim oichos hatavel, one who eats tavel, that the tumah was not taken off. A kohen tamei shachal tumah, a kohen tamei that ate tumah tehida. A zar, a non-kohen that ate tumah, a zar sheshimish, a zar that served in the Beis Hamikdash, and that's another case. And then the kohen tamei, the tamei means a kohen tamei sheshimish b'mikdash that served in the Beis Hamikdash. Utful yaim is somebody who has to wait till the sun goes down in order to become Torah, but he didn't. Before the sun went down, he went sheshimish and he served in the Beis Hamikdash. Chus begadim, a kohen that doesn't have all the begadim that serve the Beis Hamikdash. Mechus kapara, one who's there's some tumas that aside from the tefillah that they have to have tefillah, they also have to bring a kapara, and he didn't bring the kapara, and he served in the Beis Hamikdash before bringing the kapara. He's still considered as tamei. Normally, before doing the Avodah, one kohen has to wash his hands and feet from the kinnah before the Avodah, or he drank wine, or he let his hair grow more than 30 days that he served, and then he served the Beis Hamikdash. But somebody who's without a bris and somebody immediate a relative of like a father or mother that had passed away, sheshimshe, that he served. And a kohen that was yeshiv that served while he was sitting in a misa. There he doesn't get misa b'dei shemayim el only he gets lav. He's able on a lav. Balmum But Kohen who's a Balmum that served in the base of Megish, Rabbi says he gets Misa. He gets Malchus. He's B'Meila. What's if he was able to maze it on the East Meila having enough from Hekdesh? Rabbi says he gets Misa with the Shemaim. Chacham said he only is able on Alav. From where do we know that one who eats devil is Chayv Misa with the Shemaim? From where do we learn that Shmuel ben Shmuel Rabbi Lazar, the name of Rabbi said, from where do we know one who eats devil that he is Chayv Misa with the Shemaim? You shouldn't defame the holiness of the Bnei Yisrael. That they will in the future take off Truma. That's on the future. The pasuk is talking about the payers that in the future that you're going to take off from them Truma. But right now it's Tabel. On these payers, the pasuk was warning that on those payers that you're going to in the future take off Truma. That's what the pasuk is going on. That you shouldn't defame the kedusha of Truma. Do eating from the payers before you take off the Truma. And we learn out the Isa of Achilas Tevel from the words V'lo Yichal. Okay, and we learn out the Gzeir Shabbat Chilu Mitruma, just like the Isa of Achilas Truma of Mitumas Haguf. It says by Isa Tevel it says Lashon Chilu, and it says by the Isa of Achilas Truma Mitumas Haguf it says Umeisu By Ki Chalalu Malahalam, just like over there by the Isa of Truma eating while being Tama eating Truma. One is Chayiv Nisa, so to Afkan, somebody who eats Tavel, is Benisa B'Leishmaim. Let us learn the Gzeir Shabbat Chil Noisar, that by the Isa that you're not allowed to leave over for the meat more than a lot of time that the Torah tells you for each cotton. So over there, it says also Lashon Chilul, Kias Kodesh Hashem Chilul Chileil. It says by Noisa. So from that Gzeir Shabbat say Malahalan, just like by Nisa, by Noisa. One who's able is because Afkan. So to one who eats double, he should be a Chayiv Kares. So you want to stop in the Truma Habalei Lamelech. It's reasonable to learn out from Truma. Shekhem, because Tavel is similar to Truma in 7 ways. Now he says by both they have the meaning of Truma. Side Tavel has the concept of Truma, that the Truma wasn't taken off, and side the Truma somebody eating while Tamei Truma. Both of them are not noyeg in Chutz La'aretz. Shenken Ba'isa Neisa, they had the Bamis and the Midbar, and they brought Kabbanis there, and the concept of Neisa was existing even outside of Eretz Yisrael. Huta, by these multi-sunim, by Yisa Tevel, to taking off Tumas and Maisas, and by Yisa Achilas Truma B'Truma, to being Tevel and becoming Torah. Both of them, Mashenk and Basa, Kodesh of Neisa, there's no heter. By the two, by Yisa Tevel, to taking off Truma, you can make it mutter. Or by somebody who's Tameh, he can make it mutter by becoming, he can eat the Truma by becoming Torah. Mashenk by Neisa, there's no way of making it mutter. But also by both of them, it says Chil B'Lashon Lo Yichalalu Ki Chalalu by Tevel and Truma. But by Isa Neisa, it says Chilil. It's a Lashon Yachid. Then Isa Tevel Isa Truma is only by Peiris. Mashenk Neisa is by meat. Isa and the last one, Vav and Zayin, Pigul is 6 and Neisa and 7 is not by Tevel, not by Truma, only by Kachim. So since Tevel is similar to Truma, more than Noisa, so it's mistabit to learn out the Gzeir Shabbat from Truma. He should have learned out from Noisa. Shekain, by Tevel, it's similar to Noisa in these ways. Side Tevel, side Noisa, Psul Eichel, that the Psul is in the food itself by Tevel. And so too, and by Noisa, Mashenk Achilas Truma, it's the Truma of the person, of the Kohen being Tameh. And number 2, ain't like heta b'mikvah. Mashenk Achilas Truma, the Truma that has a heta to the Kohen being Tevel himself becoming Tahir, but is right to, but Tevel and Neisa, you can't be Tevel in the mikvah and becoming Tahir, so it has more in common with Neisa. So you want to know, Hanach Nefisha, there are 7 ways that it's compared to Tevel to Truma, and there's only 2 ways that it's compared, Tevel is compared to Neisa. So since there's more ways, 7 ways, 5 more ways in which Tevel is compared to Truma. That's why we learn the Gzeir Shava from Truma. Nevertheless, Ravina argues, he says that the Tevel and Truma are much more, it's a much, Al Gzeir Shava, it's much more similar, because the Lashon Chilul is Lashon Ram versus by Neser it says Chilel Lashon Yachid. Kayin Tam Shachal Truma Teira Menalan. A Kayin Tam that had eaten Truma from Truma Teira. How do we know that he's going to be Chayiv Misa B'dei Shemayim? Says Yimad Lam Shmuel Menayin LaKayin Tam Shachal Truma Teira Misa B'dei Shemayim. How do we know a Kayin Tam that had eaten Truma Teira that it's Misa B'dei Shemayim? The Chesiv, it says in the pasuk when they gave to Yisuri Kahanim Tmeim, it says V'shomes V'shmarte, they should guard my guards, they shouldn't carry a sin, and they will die by in this that they didn't keep to guarding themselves, because they defamed. So the Gemara in from the Brayse Mashma Truma Teira, if he ate the Betumas Haguf, then there's the Einish of Misa B'dei Shemayim. But what's if the Kohen Tomei ate Truma Tmeya Lai? Then he's not going to be Chai Misa. Where's the marker for this? How do we know he's not going to be Chai Misa B'dei Shemayim? Shenema, like it says in the pasuk, from which we learn out the Chis B'chim Misa B'dei Shemayim, Ha'ini Truma B'Tluma, Umeisa B'Ki Chalalu. Mashma the Chiyuv Misa was said Dafki B'Truma, which is Machalal B'Achilasa through those that are Tmeim. I know Truma, which is in itself is Tahira, and it's mutter b'achila, but only the kohen who ate it was Trumas Guf. Prat lezu, coming to exclude shebecholelis v'aymedes, something that was already tummy, some food that was already tummy before, and the kohen tummy ate it there, he's not going to be chayiv. It says it says it's strange that he ate eaten truma hamarav, that it's chayiv misa v'dei shmayim. Where do we learn that? Azar that had eaten truma gets malchus. He's not chayv b'dei shemayim. He only gets malchus. Amrilei. So Rav Kahana Rav Asi, Rav Kahana Rav Asi said to Rav, let our master say b'misa that he should be chayv misa d'chsiv, because it's written after the pasuk that teaches us that chayv misa on eating truma sagov. It says v'chol zeh lo yechal kedesh. If you look in the pasuk, it says v'shomes mishmat v'lo yisrael avchet umeisu. And then the next pasuk is v'chol zeh lo yechal kedesh. So l'chayda we should say for Zah eating truma should be chayv also misa. And when you want to know that pasuk, there's a hefsek. Ani Hashem ekadasham. It's if you look in the pasuk, before the words v'chol Zah lo yechal kedesh, after the words of v'shomes mishmat v'lo yisrael avchet umeisu b'ki chalalu, it makes a hefsek with the words Ani Hashem ekadasham, and then it says v'chol Zah lo yechal kedesh. So that's the hefsek to tell you that he's not going to be chayv misa b'dei shemayim. Meisa, in fact, the Gemara Rabbi is from the Brayse that we're dealing with Ve'la Hein Shem Misa B'dei Shemayim, and one of them is Zah Azar that eats Truma. So you have from here proof not like Rav that says Azar is Chayv on Achilas Truma, only Malchus, not Misa B'dei Shemayim. But the Gemara Masnisa the Rav Karamis, our Brayse, you're asking from a Brayse and Rav Tana Upalag. Rav was also considered as a Tana, and he was able to argue with a Brayse, even though he's not a Meir, but he was able to argue with Tanoim. Zog the Gemara of Zar Shashimish, a Zar that served in the Mikdash, he's Chayv Misa B'dei Shemayim received, like it says in the pasuk in Bamidbar. It says V'atu v'nacha itcha tishmeis ku nas l'chol d'var ha'mizbeich u'lemebeis la'parech la'avadatem Azar ha'karei yumas, a Zar that will serve and be makvakam, he will die. That's where we know Azar Shashimish is Chayv Misa B'dei Shemayim. Tam Shashimish, a Tomei who served in the Beis Hamikdash, Chayv Misa B'dei Shemayim, Kid Ba'im Minhei, like Rabbi Chibar Habab, Rabbi Yosef, like the Shari Rabbi Chibar Habab, and they asked for Rabbi Yosef, but now the Kohen Tameh Shashim Shu B'Misa. How do we know a Kohen Tameh that served in the Beis Hamikdash Chayv Misa B'dei Shemayim? Rabbi Yosef answered, it says in the pasuk, Nabi Al Banab, speak to Aaron and his children. Yinazu. Yinazu means there should be like a separation. Mikach b'nei Yisrael, v'lo yichal Hashem kachi, and they shouldn't defame my holy name. So this pasuk is dealing with Kahanim Tmeim, and he's come to teach us that it's upon the Kahanim Tmeim to separate themselves from Avedis Kachachim, V'yolov, and we learn out with Gzeir Shava Chilul Chilul Mitruma. it says Lashon Chilu, V'lo Yichal Hashem Kadshay by Truma, and it says Lashon Chilu by Yichlilas Truma, Bit Truma. It says also Meis B'Ki Chalalu. Ma'ala Halam, just like one who eats Truma, but Truma is B'mis B'dei Shemayim. Afkan, so too a Kohen Tomei that serves in the Beis Hamikdash is B'mis B'dei Shemayim. In fact, you might have Chilu Menoisa. Let us learn. Chilu for Noisa, Ma'ala Halam, just like by these Chilus Noisa. The punishment is Kares Afkan, so to a Kohen Sheshimish Betuma, it should be Chayv Kares. It's more reasonable to learn out from Truma. Shekain, because both of his Surim are similar in four ways. Guf, the guf of the Kohen, that's serving in the Mikdash or eating Truma. It's talking about the psul over there is the guf. Tamei, both these Surim are connected with Truma. It's talking about a Kohen who's Tamei. Mashen Kenoisa, there's no union of Tum, no concept of Tumah there. Both these Surim, there's a heter through Tefillah, the mikveh. Mashen Kenoisa, there's no heter, the mikveh, or with any other thing. The Rabbi, it's a Lashon Rabbi, it says, "Well, Yichalalu, Ki Yichalalu," side by the Kohen serving, side by the Kohen eating Tumah. It says a Lashon plural. By Shenkin by Nisa, it says Chil Lashon Yachid. So Gemara just the opposite. When Nisa have a Leila Melev, you should have learned now from Nisa, from Nisa. Why? Because the Einish is Shekin, because both of them have Kodesh, Avid Zakotchim Betuma, and Anois Min HaKotchim. You're dealing with Kotchim, Mashenkin Tuma, which is not Kotchim. Both these Surim is Panim. That means Allah Zora, Mashenkin Tuma, it has nothing to do with the Beis Hamikdash. And then both have Pigul V'Noisa. Mashenkin Tuma, it's not Shaykh, then Yonam Pigul V'Noisa. Now you cannot say that one has more than the other. That's why we're learning out L'mashal. You can't say that learning out Truma, a Kohen who's a Kohen that serves with Truma from Truma is better to learn out from Truma because it has more ways than a Kohen learning that a Kohen eating a Kohen serving with Truma in the Beis Hamikdash from Noisa, because it has less ways. No, they both have four ways. So the Gemara answers Chilul D'Rabban, Chilul D'Rabban Ma'adid. He says, being that by serving in the Beis Hamikdash with Truma and eating the Truma Betuma, both have the Lashon Chilul B'Lashon Rabban. Versus the Noisa, it's only the Lashon Yachid. Tvul Yom Sheshimish. A Tvul Yom that had served in the Beis Hamikdash is Chayv Mis B'Dei Shemayim and Olam. From where do we know that? So the Gemara Tanya, we learned in Abraisa, Rabbi Simai Yoima. Rabbi Simai says, Remez. There's a Remez from the Torah Tvul Yom. Sheim Avad B'Mikdash Chilul. That if he served in the Beis Hamikdash, he has the fame, and it's not kosher. Menayin. How do you know that? Tamalayim. We learned it out from this that it says in the Torah. Azhar shaloi l'tamla meisim. He says kadesh mi l'lehem lo yichalo ki as isha Hashem lechem lehem makriv. Meaning kadesh mi shaloi l'tamei, and they shouldn't be mechal b'tumasim as hakotchim that they were makriv. So from here we learn out a tamei that's mechal as haveda is going to be chayiv. Is going to be chayiv misa b'dei shemayim. So Tvul Yom. So for somebody that's Tamei serving the Beis Hamikdash, or Tamei that's Mechal V'Aveda, we already know, because we learned it out from a previous pasuk, the Yinazu. So if since the pasuk is not needed to teach us about a Tamei Sheshimish, that a Tamei serving B'Tuma, then Avkalam of Yinazu, because we already learned it out from the pasuk of Yinazu. So that Inyan. So what is this pasuk coming to teach us? This extra pasuk, Tvul Yom Sheshimish is coming to tell you Tvul Yom that he didn't wait till the after the end of the day, and he did the avodah while it was still day. That he's going to be Chayv Misa B'dei Shemayim. And since we learned the pasuk B'dei Shemayim V'lo Yichalu, it's connected to Tvul Yom Sheshimish, so we can learn out since the pasuk V'lo Yichalu is also connected to Tvul Yom Sheshimish, because we already know about a kohen who's tummy that's being mishamish. So we said this pasuk is referring to Tvul Yom Sheshimish, and that's what Lo Yechalalu is referring to. So once you have Lo Yechalalu referring to Tvul Yom, Yalo Chilu Chilu Mituma. So then we learn out what Exeter Shabbat Chilu Chilu from Truma. Malahalam, just like one who eats Truma with Truma is Bemis V'dei Shamayim. Avkan, so too a Tvul Yom that serves Bemis V'dei Shamayim, against Bemis V'dei Shamayim. Chutz Begadim that serves with missing Begadim that is Chaim Mis V'dei Shamayim and all. From where do we know that? Amar Rabbi Avo, Amar Rabbi Yechon. Rabbi Avo said in the name of Rabbi Yechon, Umatu Ba, and there are those that are machriya to say, Mishmei Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Shimon, in the name of Rabbi Elazar Rabbi Shimon, Hagat Taris Avner. Aaron and Ravanav, it says that they should gartle themselves, put on their hats. It says Chavash Lamik Boys, Vash Lam Kunal Chud Gazelam, and so Smashmais of the pasuk is to these Begadim. That's the Kahuna Shaft. So you can learn out from here. In the time when they begadim on them, they could serve as kahanim. But if they're not the begadim on them, ain't kunas aleim. Then the kahuna shaft is not on them. They're not considered kahanim. They're considered as strangers.
Who is it for? Thank you. You too.
Nazar that served the Beis Hamikdash is b'misa. B'chus kapara. Somebody who's missing kapara. Somebody who's missing kapara. But no long. Amar Rav Huna Amakar says in the pasuk Chibra Allah Kaim Tahira that he should forgive on the kohen he should become tired. Tahira miklal mashma sha'ad shalei yavias kabana hikitmeya. As long as he didn't bring the carbon, he's tamei. Amama tamei sheshim is b'misa b'dei shamayim. Tamei that to serve is b'misa b'dei shamayim. The kohen shaloi rachatz yadayim radayim. A kohen that didn't wash his hands and the feet. But now, from where do we know that? That he's chayv misa b'dei shamayim. The Chassid says in the pasuk, they should wash their hands and feet, and then they won't die. It's mashma if they didn't. The chayv misa shtu yayin that served while they were drinking wine, that the chayv misa b'dei shamayim. The Chassid yayin sheikh al teish. They shouldn't drink wine or old wine. And it said, so it's mashma, and they should not die. It's mashma. A kohen who did enter the Yom if he drank wine, he is chayv misa, leaving the hair grow more than 30 days. The heads, they shouldn't leave. They shouldn't shave, but they shouldn't nor should they leave the hair grow. And right after that pasuk, it says they shouldn't drink wine. And there it says it's a misa, iskish, and it says next to each other, iskish we compare the letting of the hair go to the drinking of the wine. Mashtu yayin b'misa, just like drinking wine is b'misa b'dei shamayim. So too, somebody who lets his hair grow is going to be b'misa b'dei shamayim.